Hi everyone, how are you? As you all know, I am a Goodwill troll, absolute lurker of the Goodwills. Okay, so Goodwill itself has gotten really overpriced. So they priced it out to the point where a lot of stuff is going to their outlet stores, which are also called bin stores, where you pay by the pound. So I went to the bin store and this caught my eye. I'm like, that's just something unique, kind of cool, right? It's heavy as. And when I go to the Goodwill outlet, I make sure that I budget enough so I can go, once every so often, because when you get to over 25 pounds, then you get a 25% discount. So it comes down to like $1.59 a pound. Now this is freaking heavy. So this would have probably cost me $3 whole. Well, when I grabbed it, I saw right away it was Azalea Wang, which I love Azalea Wang. I think that she is a really fun designer. I love her shoes. Not that I can wear them, but I like to look at them. And when I find them at Goodwill at good prices, I make them into bookends because, why not? They're just beautiful pieces of art. Anyway, this is gorgeous. So this Azalea Wang denim jacket with pearls. Go over here and you can see that it's the Alex denim, and it currently retails for $289. So I got myself a $289 jacket for $3 if that. What could be wrong with it? Why would it be at the bin store? Bin store, technically, or used to have the stuff that didn't sell at Goodwill through the 4 weeks, and then the end part where they'd have 50% off the tags, and then they used to have one day where that color tag that had been out for 3 weeks, so it's fourth week, the last day would be like $1.49 to 99 cents. They don't even do that at most Goodwills anymore. So things that are at the bin store were supposed to be things that are stained, ripped, dirty, or just didn't sell. And now because they put high prices on everything, they don't sell. So I've been finding amazing, amazing things at the bin stores when I go and lurk. So what's wrong with this jacket? Nothing at first glance. And overall, it's still absolutely amazing, right? Aha. What's that? I put a little light on it. More light. What's that? Huh. And then a little bit of dirty stuff here. So I say to myself, what is this? What is this? I look a little more and I see, okay, that's the same thing here. This is probably on a younger girl that Azalea Wang caters to, that younger clientele. Super cute jacket, but it's got this. What would make somebody just think it's ruined, give it away, and then put it in the bin store? What would make somebody do that? A stain they didn't think they could get out. So then, when you are looking at a stain, you need to find what kind of a stain it is, and how would you work with that stain if you were dealing with that anywhere else. So what I'm going to say here is, by the location of the stain, looks to me like this little cutie girly pop probably had lipstick on, and she turned to the side and the lipstick got right there. Or she, had lipstick on and she wiped her mouth and it got on the collar here, just lipstick everywhere. Okay. Or when she was taking it off, it rubbed against her lipstick. So what I would say, because a lot of times when I find something, it's something that I've got to, I think the word for it now is rehab, clean up, otherwise restore. Do a lot of that with older Coach purses and stuff. I used to do that a lot more. They're getting harder to find now that they're making them non-leather, and the Coach purses just aren't lasting as long. But what I would do here is, because that's makeup, spray and wash, your typical stain thing, might get it out. It might. But it might cause more damage. So you want to get it as specific to what you think it is to work with it. If it's nail polish, you're going to use nail polish remover. This is makeup, so I'm going to be using makeup removing wipes because that's going to give me my best success. These makeup wipes are like from, I think these are from Walmart or Dollar Tree. I think Walmart. They're $1.44 for 25. And those are the ones I use when I don't have a good solid supply of MAC. These ones are the best, I think, for makeup removal on the face and wherever. And I find these at the cosmetic store outlet. Usually a store will have a case of them that they opened for some reason and they feel they're expired, whatever the case will be. But they'll be $30 for this. Okay, now don't look at that because this is at the cosmetic store. So it's going to be, these ones I think they were in the 75% off. So these were $5.75, something like that, for 100 MAC wipes, which this can last me a very long time. So I don't wear makeup very often. So if I don't have these for that, then I would just use my basic ones that I have. And I hate makeup. I hate wearing makeup, but I also need to show up in pictures when my husband drags me to events. So I put my makeup on and then I want to get it off as soon as I can. So I generally keep makeup wipes in the car. But anyway, so I'll keep one in the car and then I keep one at home. So what I would do here is if these had dried out any, I would just try to make them as moist as I can, maybe add a little water. But I'm just going to lightly press these on because my goal here is not to ruin the coat, because I don't even know that this could go in the washer. You know what I mean? Probably says dry clean only, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get, I use my MAC wipe because that's, just going to be my better bet here, because this is probably, you can see, just lightly. So you see you're getting that transfer back on the wipe. That's what you want to see. You want to see that you are getting your stain back on. You don't want to violently scrub out a stain like this like you're used to with others. You're just trying to grab that back out. See, there we go. We're getting some of that stain pulled up and we're not doing much damage to the fabric. When you go with it, you want to just go with the grain of the denim. Be really light. See? You're starting to get that back out. You don't want to add any, so you're just going to be really careful and just touching. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure with this to get the makeup remover contents out without putting anything else into the fabric. This is what I would do for a handbag. A lot of times you'll have ink or makeup inside of a handbag. You're going to want to do the same thing where you're just taking the makeup wipe, or if you know it's eye makeup, you can use like a very oily, easy to remove eye makeup remover and a Q-tip, and just dab very carefully, because you got to remember then you're putting an oil on a fabric and you don't want to leave that oil mark. You'll want to remove that. Now, if you put too much of an oily substance on to remove a stain and you get that oil, you can remove that by adding a little bit of salt and then rubbing that salt in. So it's just a matter of remembering what this is, what the opposite of it is, what it is, what the opposite, and taking that. If there was ink inside of a handbag, the best thing to get it out is Aqua Net hairspray. If you still have some from the 80s, it's the best. You're going to want to put, like when I used to wear scrubs and I'd get, I'd had to wear white scrubs, so I'd always get pen marks in my scrubs. So I would just spray some Aqua Net on that and let that soak before I would wash it, and it pulls it right out. If you have an ink stain, you don't want to put it in the washer, because once it washes and dries, it's set. You always want to try and get your stains before you do that if you can. So see, we're just kind of pulling as we're going, just get that release. And already it's going to be even less noticeable as it dries. Your stains are still going to look worst case scenario when they're wet in there. But this makes me really confident that this is probably what this was, with some type of a lipstick transfer. And like I say, it's a game of just being slow and steady, very patient, especially when you have something that's potentially worth $300, because, I could hope to sell this for, I could hope to get half of its retail, but in today's world, it's kind of unlikely. I would hope to get 100 out of this. It's just, it won't fit me nor my daughter. It's just the wrong size. Would love it if it wasn't. But we're making progress here. And like I say, as this dries, you're going to see a lot less of it. So already you're seeing that the lipstick itself in this area is much less noticeable. All you're seeing is just a little bit of a ghost stain right there. And then, because some people would have thought, oh, I'll just put it in the washer. That wouldn't have done anything. It would have stayed there. Yeah, that looks good. I took it right out. And sometimes if I have where, okay, this has gone there, I'll be a little bit concerned that this is going to leave some of the cleaning product on it. So sometimes I will come back with a little bit of like a water on a cloth and make sure that, I've gotten everything. Or if I end up seeing that it left a ghost stain from whatever the makeup remover was, then I will use a little bit of water. And then I'll often just take a blow dryer on medium and blow dry so that the stain in the area dries faster and more even, because you don't want to have like an obvious water spot. But see, that just pulled that right out. Isn't that amazing? So, I mean, if it's a food stain, you think of what would you use to get that food stain out with anyway. A lot of times, I don't know. I guess because I'm so used to having kids that if something spills on me, the husband or whatever, I just right away will grab an ice cube from my drink. I'm not saying it's an alcoholic drink, but any kind of a drink. Let's say that it's, Coke, or if you have ice water, just ask for ice water. You just take a ice cube and put it on the stain that you just made and dilute it. So you always want to be diluting your stains as soon as you can. So this happened to me recently, last month when I was on date night and I spilled, and the waitress saw me, taking my an ice cube out of my Coke to put on the stain. She's like, "Oh my gosh, do you want me to go get you some?" And she say, soda water or whatever, club soda. I was like, "Oh, no. I was like, I'm fine just to dilute, because that's what you got to do. You just got to be proactive. And yeah, you're going to have a water spot, but it's better than having, a big ol' drip of gravy on you." And here I'm working on this other lipstick thing. And as you can see, I'm putting a good deal of pressure on it so I can get that first release, trying to get it out, kind of paying attention to the grain of the fabric. And there you go. See how it loosened that up? I don't have the fabric transfer, but you can definitely see that it loosened it as I was going. So now it's going to come right back out. Just with more of that. So it's just a matter of pulling kind of as I go, but not mushing the stain in, but like going and pulling. It's something that, I'll have a pile of things that have stains that I'll just do, if I'm on the phone or whatever, and I've got a pile of things to do. It'll be like removing stains so it doesn't take away from, time that I could be doing something else. So anyway, I hope that you guys have been having fun with your thrifting adventures too. I have had a lot of fun recently. It's always that after Christmas time where right in that first week of January, after returns come into the stores and stuff, where they have their most of their markdowns. So after holiday markdowns are great, and then it'll start going to the Goodwill because stores want to do their big inventory right now, February, March, and see what they've got and what kind of a budget they have to operate with for the rest of the year to make their money. So, fun time to get some good stuff and, you know, stock up for the rest of the year. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for listening and watching. And as you just saw, so see, that one's drying. Really doesn't have any trace of that lipstick. This one is coming out nicely. And then I'm going to work on the shoulder part. Right now I'm just piecing it out to just get on this one part. Not even working on the shoulder, just this very, and see, look. So how I had lifted those two pieces of the lipstick, which I'm assuming it's lipstick, it's looking more and more like it. I got it to come up, and now it's just stuck in these little pieces of thread there. So that I've got to, you know, work on getting it out of the grain, out of the thread. Just with the way that I'm trying to work with the way that I could see that fabric and that thread went in that direction. Pulled it straight up. And then, you know, you really don't have much of that. When that dries, that's going to look really good. So, yeah, we can kind of see that it's still in the thread, but it's much less than it was. Those areas where we had lifted are great. This one's continuing to dry. So then I'll move on to that piece of it. And the edge here and here. And the coat will be back to as beautiful as it once was. Isn't it cool? Honestly, though, it's so heavy. I just love it. Denim jackets are back in. For a while, they really weren't. But they really are. And here's another trick, too, is with food especially. Get as much out as you can while it's still dry, like with your fingernails. My best friend here is a suede brush. When I'm cleaning up shoes or Uggs and stuff, the suede brush just goes so far and it'll loosen up other things so that you can come around with a lint roller. But I use the heck out of this. So if I had like a stain that was dried, I would try to, you know, brush it out a little bit and then work with it. But with something like that, you certainly wouldn't want to, because then it would have just, you know, blended it. Okay, now with the light. And the other thing is, too, when you're working with something that you're rehabbing, you want to make sure you have really good light. And because there's nothing worse than, you know, you think that you have something and you listed it for sale, and as you're getting ready to package it, you see a stain that you missed, or even a little rip or a tear, or a stain that you didn't remove properly, and then you got to go cancel the sale or something like that. So while you're doing that, just keep really good light on it, so you're always looking at your merchandise, or item that you're going to keep just really good under the light when you're working with the stain like that. But yeah. That's what I'm doing this Friday night. What are you doing? Hope y'all are all well, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.